everyone, welcome to the Voice of Charon Healing Podcast. I am Almighty Servant Charon, here to let you know you are power, you are light, you are loved.
You guys, last episode I spoke about judgment, to pray for healing and pray for judgment and not to get caught up in the emotional dramas of the world. Now, I'm going to go a little deeper into that, you guys, okay? Because right now I'm going to reference the whole child trafficking and the Diddy situation. Allegedly, not allegedly. I'll say that for the whole episode right now. But from what is being presented to us, you guys, and the details that are coming out about the abuse of Casey, sorry if I said your name wrong. The the children being AR'd and molested, and the sex trafficking and all of these things, and the abuse of even males, and just all of the BS that we've heard and all the BS that people are talking about, okay? That stuff that has come out, that stuff, okay? Now I say pray for Diddy before, you don't know what happened to him to trigger him and align him and to close his heart so toughly where he could even do those types of evil things, okay? Allegedly. And you guys, I pray for justice and I pray for healing because God knows the intentions, the intensity of the intentions, the naivety of the intentions, the pureness of the intentions, or the rottenness of the intentions, okay? God knows if someone was tricked, if someone was brainwashed, if someone was mind controlled, if someone was threatened, if someone was blackmailed, if someone was placed in fear to make things happen. God knows all, which is why we should always call for judgment, okay? Now, a lot of the world and the politicians and judges, a lot of them are corrupt, but there are some good ones. So judgment of God is the most powerful and true of all, okay? Now, once again, I've spoken how we are here on earth to have the human experience, and certain traumas and things are actually used to trigger us into becoming aware of superpowers that we have, to becoming aware of who we truly are, to becoming aware of our surroundings, to becoming aware of a lot, okay? And some people stay on a shallow level of understanding, a shallow level of oneness of others, a shallow level of caring for others, a shallow level of caring for themselves, okay? No fault. It's just what it is. But going back to calling for judgment, I'm going to give you an example why we must pray for healing for people, but sometimes we should not get in the way of people's karma, okay? Now, some karma is dealt and distributed in the same lifetime of the person, the same lifetime that they spend within their avatar, within their flesh suit, whatever you want to call it, the same lifetime that they spend in this vessel that they do their evil works in, okay? And then their soul, their spirit, whatever, leaves this vessel, this body flesh suit, goes in the ground or is burned or whatever it is. Whatever happens, they leave this flesh suit, this costume, this avatar, this, whatever you want to call it, okay? So some people receive their karma in the same lifetime, and they change or they grow or they get whatever they were supposed to get from that experience, whether it's positive or negative, okay? But some people do things so harsh, and some people don't listen when God does say, do not do that. When God does say that is not allowed, when they go too far beyond whatever mission or role they were supposed to play. When they get too deep and into it, there is and are certain levels of karma that have to be paid back, certain energies and balance of the universe, of the world, that have to be realigned. Justice has to be served, okay? So some people receive it in the same lifetime, but some people do things that are so horrible that the judgment is passed on to them for many lifetimes, okay? So sometimes we can't pray. I'm not going to say we can't pray, but sometimes when we try to help a person or forgive a person or whatever a person, it's actually getting in the way of their karma. Okay. Now, I say don't get emotionally involved in the drama of the world. Okay. Now, say Diddy's karma was to come back for many lifetimes as a kid to go through the same experiences that he put these kids through. Okay. So you're sitting up here crying. You would be sitting up here crying and fighting for justice for Diddy, quote unquote, in his next lifetime as he's paying his karma by going through the hell that he put other kids and people through, not knowing that that is his karma. Like our spirits, our energies, our intentions, our next lifetimes, if we don't align, if we don't overcome the BS of us, if our hearts, if our spirits, if our whatever aren't changed, like I said, they'll continue to do it in the next lifetime. Oh, it was fun. I want to do this again. It was fun. I want to do this again. But see, in the next lifetimes, you guys, the people don't remember in general. Now, there's people that do witchcraft and all this other stuff, and I don't know what's involved with that. But a part of what could be involved in some forms of witchcraft is to literally come back and remember your life and try to start again for where it could be something like that. So when I say you don't remember, some people might remember. But in general, people don't remember. So say Diddy did come back and that was his karma to have to go through that. He would know that he's going through that because he had the time of his life tearing up kids and ravaging women and people and adults and artists. He would remember that he did that in his next lifetime. So he'd really feel like he was being done wrong and the world would really feel like, but in reality, it's the karma. So I'm very careful when I pray now. I pray for judgment. I pray for healing because it all comes to healing. Like the person has to heal their heart, their spirit, their traumas. We have to heal our hearts, our spirits, our traumas. We have to tap in and know that we aren't perfect. We have to pray for forgiveness of things that we are and are not aware of. We have to pray to become better people. We have to pray to be shown the so-called flaws within us and the things that we're doing that might be harmful to others and that might be harmful to ourselves. We have to pray. We have to submit to God and pray to God to show us, because there's so many illusions in this world. There's so many brainwashings in this world. Like, how can you really, truly do the right thing when everything is so combobulated and mixed up and jumbled, and it's a tricky, and so many trickies. I could say tricky for the next hour. It's a tricky world here, okay? So many illusions, so many lies. Yet, we must not be emotionally invested in the drama of the world, you guys. Pray for healing and pray for justice. Because when it comes to witchcraft and all these other things, it is the emotion, it's the energy harvesting. And I can't even tell you how they do it, yet I can say that they're doing rituals and things for a reason, okay? The energy harvesting is a serious thing. So just Try to stay in control of your emotions. Stay in control of your minds, okay? Let's not fight each other. Let's love each other. Let's let God do the fighting. Let's let the spirit warriors do the fighting. Let's let our guardian angels do the fighting. Okay? And if we are moved to fight, because I've been in situations where God moved through me and I had to fight for my life, even though I don't know how, and I won, beat men, strong men. The angels came through me and beat someone to save my life. Do you understand? So sometimes we are to fight. Sometimes we are to whatever, but let's try to keep control of our minds and not fight each other, okay? Everyone's bamboozled. I can't speak. Everyone's bamboozled in some way. And I don't want to make this too long, so I'm not going to go further. But you guys, sometimes we have to observe, okay? And not get emotionally invested, and pray for healing and pray for judgment. Do you understand? We don't know why people are going through certain situations. Sometimes we have to stand out of the way. Our own opinion really, truly does not matter. God knows all. Pray for healing and pray for justice. I hope that gave you a slight better understanding, you guys, okay? I love you. Love yourself. Love everyone.
I am the voice of Charon, an almighty servant of God, okay? I love you, love yourself, love everyone. You are power, you are light, you are loved. Make sure you subscribe to the Voice of Charon Healing Podcast, where I speak about any and everything as soon as it comes to my heart. You are power, you are light, you are loved.
This episode is sponsored by Fearless Glory Publishing. Take the first step towards a life of true forgiveness and love with our best-selling book, It All Comes Up to Love, How to Truly Forgive via God's Source, our Creator. Order your copy today at ebook.almightyservant.com.